The multi-line command, as the name implies, enables you to draw a pair of lines, a complex line in one go. You started with the draw multi-line command, and we'll just put we'll use it out in this zone through here, and because we've got our polar tracking on, we can do that. So we're drawing a 230mm wide wall in one go. Let's imagine the building had some sort of 45-degree arc, 45-degree angle in things, so we might want to go down there at 315 degrees. Now we'd come back at 270. Remember our angular system. Maybe if we do that, then we can come down here at a 45-degree angle. We'll trim that back to there, and then we can come across at that zone. We could come right back here, and then it's only a matter of enter that to finish. It's only a matter then of moving this into position. If you click on it, can you see it's just one entity, and we can pick it up by that point and move things around rather nicely. Well, naturally you need to understand how to set the settings and create new multi-line styles if you want to use the multi-line command. I've erased that multi-line shape that we did there for that 230mm masonry wall because it was quite difficult, as you might have gathered, to make it attached to our red line here. And what we need to do now is to redefine the style. That's done under Edit and Multi-line Style. My style for my 230mm wall is Style 1. To change it so that the offset might be 230mm and the offset on the other side would be 0, we just do that. Now Style 1 is the current style, so we'll OK that. Now when we go Draw and draw our multi-line, you should be able to see that we can latch onto that endpoint there, and our masonry wall heads off, perhaps in the direction that we want. I think I would have preferred the offset to be on the other side. No, it doesn't really matter. We'll take it from there. Now we can track at our angle, 45-degree angle down through there. Now we'll just do a short run at that angle and come back here at our 225 there, like so, and now across to here, and it will be a enter to finish. Relatively simple matter to trim that off at that point. You'll notice when I click onto our multi-line wall, these are the control points, if you like, and if we right click and go to drafting aids, these you can latch onto these by the grips command, and I've got object snap on endpoint and grips at the moment. So if I wanted to move that wall, which I don't, I could pick move and select objects. It should find that entity snap position, which is not, and I suspect that's the problem of the software. I'll take it off for the moment, take off endpoint, put it back on, and grips. Possibly I have to click on it first, then go M for move, and now, yes, now I can find that point there. You notice I can't find this point, and so there's my point. If I wanted to, I could then move it to that position there. So our masonry wall now starts at that point there, goes around through there, and is locked into position. There's just a little bit of trimming to do. We might even, that would not make a lot of sense, would it, with a masonry wall coming up in this direction. I'm sure you get my drift. We're just trying to show you the multi-line command, but it's a very powerful and quick way of drawing walling and paths. Well, here's another opportunity then to have another look at the multi-line. If you click on the multi-line, you can see that it's one single entity, and these are the vertices of that entity, and that's being controlled by our multi-line settings, the one we've just been through. If we wanted to, as we would here, trim this off, so this would be our masonry wall, and this is part of our rather complex little mini courtyard that we're developing up, we'd want to trim things across here to cut that section out. In order to do that, we need to break the multi-line up into its individual segments. That's done with the modify and explode command. So we pick it and hit the enter key. Now that multi-line has been exploded into its constituent bits. It's two independent polylines. I suspect if we list them, they will list as polylines. If we go in here now and modify and trim, this can be the cutting edge, and we'll knock that off and that off. Repeat the command and make this the cutting edge and that the cutting edge, and knock off those two bits there and hit the enter key to finish. Now when we zoom out, here's our masonry wall running around here and running back to that point there. With an ounce of luck, we might be able to extend that cyan line through here, modify, extend, that can be the boundary edge, and bing, and through we go. So our rather odd design is taking shape. We're just trying to show you the various draw commands, and we've reached down here to multi-line. We now have to deal with text and hatch and blocks and so on, but we're working our way through these individual commands.